All right, guys. So in this video, we're going to be going over how to handle policy changes, okay? How to make sure that your agency is tracking and managing those correctly so that things don't fall through the cracks. If you're anything like most agencies, policy changes come in fairly frequently. And the problem with policy changes is there usually is some missing information from the insured that you've got to wait to get before you can complete the change. So one, you've got to have a way that you can manage those changes that are coming in so you don't drop the ball, miss them, not add the vehicle that they requested and they didn't see that they needed to get follow-up info to you. You got to be tracking those things so you don't drop the ball. The policy change section isn't something that I would recommend having automation attached to it because there's so many different reasons why people can call in for a change. It might be an endorsement, a vehicle, a driver, anything really. The policy change probably shouldn't have automation. It's for tracking. So if you have a policy change email or call come in, if you're using a VA to answer your phone calls and they're taking like, oh, you want to add a vehicle to the account or need to make a policy change, they can simply add that lead into this status. You can always search the client profile to see if they exist so that you can easily just jump into their account and move them over to that policy change section. Or if that person is not in the account, right, this is where you add it and put nodes and update and move it. If that person's not in the account, you can easily add them to the pipeline here, right? You can easily come in and we're going to jump over to the service pipeline real quick. You can easily jump in and hit pipeline lead. You're going to throw in that lead's information and you're going to throw them into the customer group. So you always got to add groups when you put people into the pipeline, and then you're going to add them simply to that policy change section. This is a great area to add notes. Needed to add a vehicle. You can always add notes to this, save it, and that person populates in that policy change section. No automation attached for it, just for tracking to make sure that this policy change doesn't sit in the pipeline for too long. When that policy change is completed, you simply drag them to the unassigned section and get them out of the pipeline. Okay, this is for tracking, for managing things getting completed in a timely manner. And keeping your service stuff off your desk so that you can move on to the next thing. Okay, that's the policy change section. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. One of the things that I really like about this policy change section is when that customer has not completed some changes or not completed the information they need to finish the change. They haven't sent you the VIN, haven't sent you the kid's driver's license number or date of birth in order to add them to the account. You can simply come into that lead and drop them that ringless voicemail. And you can say, hey, Matt, just noticed that we're still waiting for the driver's license of your daughter. It looks like we don't have that on file. We need that in order to add her to the policy. If you could shoot us a text or an email with that driver's license number, we'd appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. And then you send that out to the prospect and you move on, or the customer, and you send that out and you move on to the next task. Really simple way to manage your policy changes. Really efficient way to follow up with things that are pending and tracking to make sure employees are completing things. Hope that helps.